Merry Christmas, everyone. That is, if I manage to get this video on time before Christmas. Which, if I don't, then Happy New Year's! Christmas is a time of joy here in the US. Even if you don't celebrate Christmas, or you celebrate a different winter holiday, or hell, if you don't even celebrate any winter holiday, you can definitely feel the vibe of Christmas start to come around. I mean, maybe that's just because everyone seems so intent on shoving Christmas down your throat. I mean, maybe your bus starts playing Christmas music at egregiously loud volumes in the morning and you're just trying to sleep on the bus and you can't because Mariah Carey is over there singing ah ha 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 ha. So I'll be honest, I'm not as big on Christmas as everyone else is. I mean, don't get me wrong. I definitely see the appeal. I definitely can feel the joy in the air. Maybe it's just the constant Mariah Carey in the background. But to digress, I've never really been into it that much. I don't know. I just found all of Christmas holiday and people who are really into it just to be a bit too much for me. Not discrediting that. It's just not my ding. But you know what is my ding? TV. I mean, obviously, have you seen my channel? It's literally all I talk about. I don't really have a life if you can't tell. Maybe I'm just feeling in a holly jolly mood this year, but I don't know. I suddenly had the urge to review a bunch of Christmas related media. And by media, I mean TV. I don't really know of any Christmas video game out there besides, I don't know, Google Santa Tracker maybe? Phineas and Ferb Christmas Vacation. Not the one with Kelly Clarkson. So basically, in the episode, Phineas and Ferb plan to make Danville into a giant Christmas card, but then Doof starts sucking away Christmas spirit, so the gang needs to come together and help save Christmas. Okay, so this one's pretty interesting, because this is one that I literally can never forget, because I watched this episode like 50 times. When I was a kid, I had a habit of just watching the episodes I liked 100 times in any series. Like, you all know the Backyardigans, right? There's an episode with robots in it, and I swear I must have watched that like 50 times. Anyway, past that, this is one of the episodes that I happen to watch a lot. I don't really know why, to be honest with you. I think it's because I really like the B-plot with Doofenshmirtz, and I'll be honest, I really don't hate Christmas. Kind of slaps, to be honest with you. I mean, it's Phineas and Ferb, so all the music slaps. But, yeah, this one slaps especially hard. Another thing is that I don't really remember a lot of this episode looking back. Like, I genuinely needed to rewatch it, which is weird because I remember watching this episode like 100 times. And all I could remember was Doof dancing with a bunch of women in a line, which is not the thing I should be remembering here. In terms of the actual quality of the episode, not just what 10-year-old me thought, it's good. It's really good. I mean, I feel like Phineas and Ferb has just set a new standard in episodic storytelling, because although it has the same formula that every episode follows, it still manages to change things and keep things fresh that keeps the viewer engaged. Plus, it has really good songs, a bunch of characters that are almost endearing to you. Phineas and Ferb is just a great series, and this episode works as a Phineas and Ferb episode. It feels like a Phineas and Ferb adventure. So, it works as a Phineas and Ferb episode, sure, but does it work as a Christmas episode? Yeah. I mean, there are definitely holly jolly moments. This episode is filled to the brim with small different Halloween. Sorry. This episode is definitely filled to the brim with Christmas type gags. I mean, the joke about world peace always gets me at the end. And this episode also really has a good B and A plot. I think the plot with Doof is really the best part of the episode, in my opinion. But the A plot deserves some credit too. I mean, Phineas and Ferb's adventure going around in a sleigh is pretty fun. And I don't know, it works as a Christmas episode. I give it 12 out of 40. Next. Froggy Little Christmas from Amphibia. This is actually one of the more recent ones on our list. Anne's family gets a float at the Christmas Day parade, but then King Andre. Why did I put Andre in the script? King Andreas possesses a giant Santa robot, and Anne and the family have to defend themselves. Okay. I'm going to be perfectly honest here. Amphibia isn't my favorite thing on Earth. Now wait. That doesn't mean I don't enjoy it. I think Amphibia can work against itself sometimes. Because if there is one thing Amphibia knows how to do really well, it's a finale. Their finales have always been super engaging, super over the top, and animation's top tier. Its finales have always been very good. It knows how to end, where to end, and how to keep the viewer engaged to come back next season. That's not my problem. My problem is what we have to do to get there, specifically the filler episodes. Now, don't get me wrong. I don't hate the filler in Amphibia. I think sometimes it can be really good, and I don't think filler itself is generally a bad thing. Some of the best episodes of a series can be filler. But the thing is, I would never say that Amphibia's greatest strength is its comedy writing and its filler. I would say its greatest strength is its cinematic moments, which isn't technically a bad thing, and it's not dissing Amphibia's comedy at all. In fact, some of the jokes in the series are really funny. But, I don't know. I feel as though I wish we had more of this cinematic feeling to it. I don't know. Maybe it's just a me thing. Comment down below if you feel the same way. I think this episode can technically be considered filler, but that's not a bad thing. It's still pretty good. I mean, one thing is that it features Anne's parents a lot, who are easily some of the best characters in the series. And another thing, this episode's just really funny. I thought the gag with Andreas turning into a League player was really funny. And Santa turning into an Evangelion is also pretty great. Also, one thing I'd like to mention about this episode is that I really do enjoy its ending. The ending where Anne writes to Sasha and Marcy's parents, letting them know that they'll be okay. I honestly think that is something that the series really needed. I don't know. This episode's just pretty good. It's a solid Amphibia episode. And it works as a Christmas episode, too. I'll give it a 4 out of 40. Next. Christmas Who from SpongeBob. So, the residents of the Bikini Bottom don't know what Christmas is, and Sandy decides to tell SpongeBob all about it. SpongeBob gets obsessed and goes on a holiday rampage, convincing everyone that Santa's gonna come to their town, while Squidward basically thinks SpongeBob is BSing and tells him as much. Santa doesn't end up coming, but in an effort to make SpongeBob happy, Squidward pretends to be Santa and gives out a bunch of presents to the residents of the Bikini Bottom. Okay, so maybe it's kind of weird to say nowadays, but I genuinely love SpongeBob. I grew up with the show, I still rewatch its early episodes, it's great. And this Christmas special is probably going to be the one I'm most biased about. SpongeBob definitely has its problems, especially as it keeps going on. Do we really need a Patrick Star show? But despite all that, this episode's really good. I mean, it definitely takes place during that golden era of SpongeBob, you know, when Steven Hillenburg was still showrunner and everyone who was working on the show wanted to work on the show. But I don't know. This episode is really good. It's funny. I mean, of course it's funny. It's SpongeBob, but I don't think you guys understand. That scene at the end where Santa's just flailing around, that scene's great. It's pure comedy gold. I don't think you understand how good that scene is. But I always feel like there's something with this episode that feels passionate. Like, this was back when Steven Hillenburg was running the show. And I don't know if you guys can tell, but in the episodes where he was showrunner, you could definitely tell that there was a passion with it. That it wasn't just funny for the sake of being funny. It was funny because the show wanted to make you laugh. It wanted to make your day better, just a bit. It wanted to prove something to you. And I don't know, you can definitely tell. This episode feels like a testament to that. The scene at the end where SpongeBob is crying to Squidward and Squidward decides to sacrifice everything just to make SpongeBob a bit happy is heartwarming. And you can definitely tell that the people who are running that show agreed with that message and wanted to show people that you can be happy with people. It just wanted to make you laugh. It wanted to make you feel happy. And I think that's a real testament to how much passion can go into the show. If you're not passionate about something, then your audience can definitely tell. Look at the later seasons of SpongeBob. But if you are passionate about something, if you want to show people that you are passionate and you want to share that joy with people, then yeah, you've got a pretty good show right there. Otherwise, this episode's just really good. I'll give it a 9 out of 40. Next. Oh, I've been waiting for this one. So, Mickey Mouse's Once Upon a Christmas is basically just a bunch of loosely connected Mickey Mouse Christmas stories about Donald, Mickey, and Goofy, and how they spend Christmas with the people they care about. Now, for those of you who have watched my channel, it may not come as a shock to you that I'm not the biggest Disney fan on earth. Now, don't get me wrong. I do enjoy their classics. I mean, Beauty and the Beast, The Little Mermaid, I don't know, Princess and the Frog. They're all great. And I enjoy the cartoons they've done, like Gravity Falls and Amphibia and the Owl House. But, guys, who walked out of Thor Love and Thunder and was like, wow, that's some great quality storytelling right there. I can definitely feel the magic in the air. But back in the olden times of 1999, the classic Disney charm and magic was still there. This film holds a really special place in my heart. I actually have a tradition most Christmases to watch this special because, I don't know, it just makes me feel so warm. The triplets going through a Groundhog Day scenario on Christmas is definitely really funny, and them just giving their sleigh to Uncle Donald at the end is very heartwarming. And I'll be honest, the tale at the end with Mickey and Minnie doesn't lack any charm either. But my favorite part of this special is definitely the Max and Goofy part. When Goofy tries to stake out and look for Santa Claus to prove to Max that Santa is real. The lengths that these two go as father and son to make each other happy on Christmas Day and the way they pay it forward to each other is very heartwarming. Honestly, please, watch this movie just for that scene. Maybe I'm being overdramatic, but I genuinely think the scene where these two are on the roof looking on Santa Claus together is one of the most heartwarming scenes I've ever seen. 1,000 out of 10. Best Christmas media, in my opinion. Well, besides the other one. The reason I made this video in the first place. So I'm sure the show Community needs no introduction. It's widely considered to be one of the best sitcoms out there with its unique concept episodes, relatable characters, and smart and witty writing. I was actually considering whether to put this Christmas special or the other one they did a few years back in here, or the one that they did in season 3 in here, because all 3 of them are really good, but ultimately I decided to go with this one. Maybe it's just because I'm a sucker for stop motion, but I like to believe that it's a testament to how good this episode is. The episode plot is basically that Abed starts seeing stop motion characters everywhere, and he takes it as a sign that he must find the true meaning of Christmas. Unfortunately, the reason that Abed is seeing stop motion characters is because Abed's mother, the person that he spends Christmas with every year, watching Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, isn't there this year. He needs to deal with the fact that his Christmas will never be the same without his mother. But with the help of his friends, he learns that there is a new way to spend Christmas with the people you care about. Shut up! I'm not crying! You're crying! So I'll be honest here. This isn't something I saw a long time ago and brought out of the recesses of my mind. I actually watched this episode a few weeks ago for the first time. See, recently I started watching Community. I'm halfway through season 3 right now, really enjoying it. But I started watching Community because I just heard it was good. I didn't think it would be as good as it was. When I started watching, I expected it to be okay at best, and season 1 definitely gave that quality of okay at best. But ever since I started season 2 and 3, the show has become one of my favorite sitcoms of all time, and that's saying something. I mean, I started the show a couple weeks ago, and I'm already saying that's one of my favorites. And this Christmas episode is one of my favorite Christmas specials of all time. I think the reason I love this episode so much is because it shows how groups of people can affect your life. How they can bring you out of the darkest tunnels. How they can laugh with you, can cry with you. How they can listen to you, talk to you, and make you feel like how you want to feel. Christmas represents that time and that behavior to a certain extent, but honestly, it's all around us. That behavior, that idea is all around us. Groups of people and appreciating them, you can do it any time of the year. But I feel like Christmas is the time that a lot of people choose for that. I don't know if you guys know this, but I actually started my channel on Christmas Day, and I uploaded my first video then too. Honestly, that decision wasn't anything specifically planned. It was just something I always wanted to try, and I finally just bit the bullet. I'm aware that my channel is still pretty small, and I'm aware that maybe this video won't get as many views as I hope it will. But I need to say right now, I am grateful for anyone who watches this video. I'm grateful to anyone who's been following my channel. I'm grateful that people are caring about the stuff that I'm talking about. And this is stuff I am passionate about. And the fact that people are listening to it, no matter how small or trivial the audience is, it makes me feel something. It makes me feel happy. I'm grateful. And I've been grateful all year. I know with how scary the world is right now, some people don't even get the idea or the chance to say anything. So trust me when I say I am really grateful for this opportunity to tell you guys things I'm passionate about. To all of you out there, whether this is my first video you're watching or if you've been around since my first video, thank you for watching and have a nice holiday. Thank you.